When I priming the case, like when in the exam you get the question, like there are like very minimum information for that question, so it's hard, like you really don't know much, like there will be like very few things. So in that situations, what I would say, don't think too much what it could be, because that will create like a lot of anxiety again. Just like stay calm. Okay, so there is no much information, so it could be anything, could be a simple thing, could be a for example, it could be a child protection, or like safeguarding issues basically. So those type of things I would always think about when there is a details or minimum. And in this particular exam I've seen, when having a case, like there are like multiple issues patients brought up as well, and I tried to address those issues, and I was like very concerned. Oh my god, why the patients talking about 2 3 issues at the same time? And in the management I gave them all the management, but apparently I scored well in that as well. So don't think too much about when you're priming the case. Just like if you have an information, good. If not, just keep cool.
So it's important to expect the unexpected, because you might see a case briefing and then when the patient start talking, it's completely different as well. So you mentioned something very important, as in about the anxiety. Yeah, it can be overwhelming when you're reading it and you're thinking. So, were there any things like you found quite useful when you were thinking about how you manage the stress of exam?
With the stress of exam, like obviously, like I would say, like the more you practice, the more put yourself into that situation. um, it is really helpful. For example, like when it comes to the whole program, like when we have this the 12 cases which we do with the patients, I think like when other people are watching you, uh, and when you're doing cases well, in those situations, actually I think like I did a couple of cases when I was doing the 12 cases. Just because first case I didn't do well, but the second case I gathered the confidence as well. So I would say like you need to put yourself into the pressure of like the time pressure, and practice with many different people so that you don't get comfortable with one particular person when you're doing the case, and that way you can eliminate that anxiety, gain more confidence.